What's going on, everyone? I figured bring another video back. One of my most asked questions, what's all done to your GT500? So, guess we'll do a quick video of this, go over every single modification done to the car, who tuned it, what fuel I run on, and at the end I'll put, what I think works, what doesn't work, what's good setups, since a lot of guys out there. This is basically mostly for, again, 13, 14 GT500s. It can apply to 11 and 12s as well. 07 to 10s are a little different. So, without further ado, we'll get right into it. Stock. It is a stock 5.8 long block. Never been opened. It has a VMP Gen 3 TVS. This is not the R version, standard version. It has a 2.4 upper pulley on it with a VMP adjustable auxiliary idler. You can see it down there. It has a American Racing Solutions tensioner. Expensive, but well worth the money. As you can see, I've pretty much done every single thing you can to help eliminate belt slip issues, which I have no belt slip issues even with the 2.4 upper pulley. I have VMP's twin 69mm throttle body on it. One with the twin blade, mostly because FedEx lost my Kenny Bell 168, so I'm stuck with the twin blade for now. As far as mono blades go, I don't recommend any other mono blade but a Kenny Bell 168, and most of your good GT500 tuners will recommend the same as well. But as far as twin blades go, the VMP Twin 69 is probably the best twin blade out there. It has a JLT 123mm cold air intake. Has a UPR catch can. Has American Racing long tube headers. Off-road X-pipe, no cats. I have the Shelby aluminum coolant reservoir tanks. Not really a performance upgrade, but they look nice. I have the Shelby America heat exchanger. It has twin 10-inch spa fans behind it. Let's see if you can kind of get a view of them back there. They are hardwired into the intercooler pump, so anytime the intercooler pump comes on, both the fans are running. The car is on a stock clutch. I don't really drag race or do anything with the car. It's just kind of a cruiser, and occasionally get on it. So stock clutch should live a long time. It does have a Barton short throw shifter in it. Some guys like the MGW shifter. I personally prefer the Barton. I've ran them both. The Barton just overall has a better feel to it. I'm running Toyo R888Rs in the back. Don't really recommend these tires for this kind of application. I don't have any traction until about 70 miles an hour. So if you're going to do it, I'm switching to Mickey Thompson ET SS is next, 305 35 20s. The wheels are widened by Weldcraft. You can kind of see. So they are 11-inch wide now instead of the standard 9.5-inch wide wheels. Definitely helps for putting bigger tires in the back so you're not ballooned and everything else in the back, and it doesn't really work so well for traction. I have the Ford Racing axle back on it. I've ran every axle back pretty much you can buy for GT500s. This is probably one of the best sounding ones. If you look at my old videos, I have a nice rev video of them. They are loud. I have a Griggs Racing Watts Link. And I have UPR adjustable lower control arms. And Griggs Racing adjustable control arms and Griggs relocation brackets. The car has ID 1300 fuel injectors in it with 4 Innovation fuel rails. Mostly for looks, but they do hold more fuel, and it does give you a bigger crossover line instead of a little tiny crossover line that goes across the supercharger. So it does hold a little bit more fuel, not much of a performance gain per se. But for E85, any little bit helps, especially when you need to run that much fuel. I have a Kenny Bell 21 volt booster pump. It's wired in, it's plug and play. Very, very nice kit from Kenny Bell as usual. Anything from Kenny Bell is usually extremely nice. Car is currently tuned by Lund Racing. Great drivability, everything else, you know, for E85 as good as it can be. Cold starts are always a little rough, but nothing too nuts. That's all the major performance, you know, upgrades the vehicle has. Really is nothing much. I mean, it probably has, you know, $9,000 in performance mods, and probably makes somewhere in the ballpark around 800, maybe 850 on a cold day. So definitely needs better tires, but clutch will definitely be next for it. I usually recommend, you know, I like spec clutches. I'm gonna go with the Spec P trim twin disc. Some guys like Mantic, some guys like McLeod's. They all work. They all just how much you want to spend. Future plans for the engine. I'd love to pull it out and build it one day. That's the goal, obviously, but you're talking about $15,000 to $20,000 to build these engines. But either Modular Head Shop or JD Engineering or L&M Racing Engines will probably wind up building it if it ever does get pulled to build. I always get asked, you know, if I wish I would have done a Whipple or a Kenny Bell. I've ran a 3.6 Kenny Bell, great supercharger, a little laggy down low, but phenomenal top-end supercharger. The 2A32s are okay. Personally, if you're going to go with the 2A32, I'd still recommend a VMP Gen 3 TVS over that. Whipples are great. A lot of guys love Whipples. You know, the 3.0 is probably a better blower than this one, in my opinion. But it's a little bit more money and everything else. So in the end, I don't regret going with the 2.35 TVS. The 3.1 TVS VMP is working on releasing. Once that comes out, maybe I'll get that. I don't know. Depends on money. But if you have one of these, you know, especially a 1314, to switch to E85 is ID 1300 injectors and a 20 volt booster pump. Really, and boom, you have, you know, you can run E85 in it. You can run, you know, up to 27 degrees of timing on it, depending on your tuner and everything else and how far you want to push it, but it's definitely the fuel to go with. If you have to be on 93, so be it, but just, you know, if you're going to be on 93, I really wouldn't recommend changing your supercharger. The stock Trinity TVS can make 700 wheel and will be perfect for pump gas. If you guys have any other questions or any other things you might want to know about the car, or anything you have questions about your current setup with your GT500, you know, feel free to drop me a comment. I'll definitely respond to you. But that'll about wrap it up though for today. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you next time.